I would like to introduce a very amazing practicing doctor who we have today, Dr. Ritanjali Mishra. Dr. Ritanjali Mishra is well-known consultant of OBGY. She is currently working in Shahid Lakshman Nayak Medical College and Hospital as a consultant as an OBGY specialist. She is working as an OBGY specialist in Department of Health and FW under Government of Odisha since last 25 years. Ma'am is an active member of IMA FOGSI. She is also working as a secretary women doctors wing in Odisha IMA. She has also received awards as best social activist from state and national IMA.
All right. So very basic, first question. I mean, let's start from the start. So why did you choose to become an MBBS? On physician at the first time. I mean, we'll come to OBGYN later, but why MBBS first of all?
Thank you very much. First, I should thank the organizers of Mukhya team, especially Chirag sir and Piyuja madam, for giving me the scope to interact with the children, those who are going to or aspiring to become doctors. So the first question is very nice. Why did you choose to become a MBBS physician? So this is a very good question. Why did you choose to become a MBBS physician? So every person, every student has a dream to become something in their life. So I had a big dream and especially to become a doctor. In my childhood also, when I see any doctor coming and seeing the patients and revealing their symptoms, I thought how they remember so many things and treating all the patients at the same time. So many patients are coming with so many pain, agony, and also one doctor is being able to relieve all the symptoms. So they are must be like God. So there is a God who is curing all, and the doctor is also the second God. In the very beginning of my student career, I was very much impressed by the doctors in the community and their special duties for the poor, for the needy, and in the mid of the night, only one person who will wake up and serve a community. I think the doctor is one of them. And when they help the poor, I have seen so many dedicated doctors who have helped the nearly, really needy people and save the lives of the person who is very much essential for the family, being a father, mother, or a child, who is with the backbone of the family. The doctors are helping in the mid of the night and saving the people life. So I have seen MBBS doctors so much, they are just dedicated their whole life only serving the mankind. Then I decided from my very childhood, so what are the things I can do so that I can become a doctor in my future life and I can serve the humanity also. I had a large dream or a big dream from my student career. Whenever any essay comes in my student career to write what is your aim in life, I always write to being a doctor. I thought in that tender age also I can help people if I know and dedicate my life to save another life. This is the only profession where I can do. I have being so much experienced. I will share with you during due course of other questions. When I was seeing the doctors in my childhood, and when I became MBBS, gradually I did my post graduation. I dealt with so many patients, so many complicated patients at the just the verge of dying, and when you do something and the patient survives, it gives immense pleasure. We cannot count this pleasure with any other things in their lives. You may have crores of money, you may have so many buildings, you may have so many vehicles, but this pleasure what you get, what satisfaction you get when you save a life to, and the satisfaction of that family will never get in any other profession. That's why I wanted to become a MBBS physician.
Interesting. So that's a such a beautiful journey ma'am has described. So for me or for all of you, key takeaways अगर हम कहते हैं, if you want to become a physician or a doctor, one was what I could understand from ma'am's story is, finding inspiration from people around, so physicians. Second was curiosity ki, itni sari bimari hai and one single doctor, how does he manage? Dreaming big, ma'am said she was very clear from day one. Whenever these essays were coming at, she wanted to become a doctor. So dreaming big, planning for it, and finally serving the society. That's a very important quality. And the reason we conduct these kind of session is to give you a mirror. क्या आप भी, are you also seeing these kind of qualities in within you? Because these are like basic virtues which a physician or a doctor requires. That's when you could serve the society at a large, and that's what we saw in our COVID pandemic as well. So thank you very much, ma'am. That was really a very motivating, start. Of course, now when we discussed about MBBS, so how did that journey transform from MBBS to OBGY as a specialty? So how did you kind of finally decide to consider OBGY as the specialty?
So when I studied in when I studied my MBBS, I was a student of Revensa College, Kotak. Most of have been known. Revensa College is the famous college of Odisha. Starting from the British career, it was a very renowned college of Odisha, and I studied also in Sri Ramachandra Bhanja Medical College of Odisha. It is also renowned college. So when I studied in MBBS in our SCB Medical College, Kotak, I saw so many patients, and when we did our clinical duties in all the departments, starting from third year to house surgeonship, we were very much sincere. First of all, the students I want to tell here, because nowadays I am seeing something very different. Uh, Career of the students. From the MBBS days, they are very fond of doing PG, how to do PG. They are just going on, doing the theoretical things, and that forgetting the clinical wards duties and these things they are little bit neglecting. So here I will suggest my children, my students here, I'll just suggest ki along with your theoretical aspect, you have to be very clean, very clear about your clinical acumen. That will help you a lot to become a good doctor, a good counselor, whatever you want to become in our field. It is very much essential to see each and every patient. The number of patients you go on seeing and touching the patients, that will make you a very good doctor. I am telling you, once you want to enter this profession, it is really very tough, we know, because you have to do so much of 5.5 years of study, then we have to do internship, again 3 years PG, then super specialties, so many things we are doing. So because of our interest and we want to do something different from others, we have to be special. So that's why if you are doing or choosing such a subject, really from the very beginning we are very lucky, I think. Like this Moksha, you are just there counseling you so much so that you can choose your subject of interest, what you want to do in at our time there was nothing like this. We didn't know, even we were getting good ranks, we didn't know what subject to take, how to take, how the advantage, what are the disadvantages. So I'll thank again the organizers. They are doing a great job, because the children will be very clear in their mind what are the advantages if I'll take this subject, if, what are the disadvantages, whether we should take or not, according to our rank, whether it will be better to go for this subject or that subject. So again, thank you very much. So let me be very clear. Obstetric and gynecology, the subject which I had little bit very close to my heart, because I am a woman, and also I am a mother. So I always think no mother in the world should be neglected, should be neglected. And in this subject, I thought I can give justice, I can do something for a mother at the any moment, starting from her adolescent age group to the reproductive age group, again during childbirth also, anything. If I'll become a obstetric and gynecology specialist, I can myself handle the situation, and I can do the best what I can give the service to that mother. I don't I Everybody knows a mother in a family just like the backbone. जिस फैमिली में माँ का रोल सबसे अच्छा है और माँ इज द डोमिनेटिंग पर्सन इन ए फैमिली and you see the children are definitely will be good. What mother does or what mother is inspiring the children from the very beginning of their career, they are really motivated by their mothers mostly, because the father are earning members, they mostly stay outside the family, so sometimes they come to home, but from the very beginning, mother is the first teacher we are telling, and mother is the first doctor. Whatever the first you have to add, that is for the माँ. माँ का जैसे कोई नहीं है इस दुनिया में, माँ का जैसा कोई हो नहीं सकता. तो अब गायनिक ऐसा सब्जेक्ट है जिसमें हम माँ के साथ बच्चे को भी डील करते हैं. तो माँ का जो कुछ भी प्रॉब्लम है वो तो एडोलेसेंट शुरू होके रिप्रोडक्टिव एज पीरियड होके फिर उसका जो ओल्ड एज में भी कोई कोई प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है, वो सब हम डील कर सकते हैं ऑब्स्टेट्रिक एंड गायनेकोलॉजी में. एंड वी कैन डू द बेस्ट. आई थिंक if this subject will be handled, there will be the saving of two lives. In other subjects in our medical profession, all other subjects we deal with one person, but in this subject we are dealing with two persons at a time, the mother and the child. So we have to be very careful. We have to be very punctual, very sincere, very much decision making. So I'll tell here my students who are here hearing me, please, if you are wanting obstetric and gynec as a career, then you have to very sincere, very punctual, because normal labor process is such a process. In the midst of the time, any time it can go to the adverse situation. We cannot predict it before once. You see, in other subjects, medicine, pediatrics, gynae, surgery, orthopedics, everywhere a patient comes to hospital, but this is the only subject what I tell always. Here only uh, woman comes. Nobody expects her as a patient. She comes and with a hope she will go back home with a child. There will be celebration in the family. Another new member will come. So this is the subject where the patient or the relatives they expect more. They don't think anything should be detrimental for the child, for the mother. But in medicine, a patient goes with fever, surgery, a patient goes with obstruction. So they expect something bad may happen. So this is the only subject where we can give justice both to the mother and the child if we are very much sincere, and we have to be very much time bound, and decision should be perfect in this situation. So I thought this is a challenge. I took as a challenge. When I was doing my service, I have seen so many patients delivering and taking so much pain. I thought we can do something better in this subject. So that's why I choose obstetric and gynecology as my career.
Again, very interesting. Ma'am, truly appreciate these smaller bit things. कि why OBGY, तो ये एक मेडिकल का ऐसा फील्ड है जहाँ पर you are directly impacting two lives. And also the fact ma'am mentioned that you need to be disciplined. So ये एक और quality है which you need to ensure and instill amongst you. And yes, as she rightly described the emotional aspect of it as well. So absolutely appreciate your response, ma'am. uh, now exactly as a OBGY, हम कहते हैं हमने सुना है OBGY, but as an OBGY, what are your daily routine roles and responsibilities as a specialist? Because अब एकदम क्लीशे बात बता रहा हूँ कि इज इट ओनली अबाउट डिलीवरिंग बेबी, कि उसके अलावा भी जैसे आपने कहा कि हर एज ग्रुप में चीजें होती है. So if you can talk about your daily routine and as a responsibility of you as a OBGY specialist.
Okay, being a obstetric and gynecological specialty, we usually deal with the girls from their birth up to death. You think whenever we are dealing with the delivery patients or reproductive age patients during delivery period, we call it obstetrics. And besides that, all other women, whatever we are dealing, that is called as gynecology. So we are doing PG in two different aspects. One related to delivery, another is other beside the delivery what are things we are doing. So जैसे कि हम बोलते हैं हम ना उन लोगों को एडोलेसेंस पीरियड से हम लोग का बहुत रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी आ जाता है जब उनका ग्रोथ होता है तो डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ the girls having menstruation starts in the adolescent period. So this is a very vital period. Adolescence period is a very vital period where we have got a very important role of the gynecologist and the parents. I will tell here also the parents have a great role this adolescent period. There is psychological and physical change in a girl who becomes going to be a woman. So during this adolescence period there is started onset of menstruation, there will be thelargy, there will be puberty, there will be so many things will go on here. And this menstruation when it starts, it gives the girl a different psychological aspect and also a social aspect. There are so many things related to this menstruation problem. So we are dealing with this menstrual hygiene, how to maintain the menstrual hygiene, what are the problems with irregular menstrual cycles, what is PCOS, polycystic ovarian disease. Nowadays we are seeing so many patients or so many adolescent girls having irregular cycle, becoming obese, becoming hirsutism. They are developing hirsutism, infertility is going on. So our role starts from their adolescent age group only, and then after that we are doing so many awareness camps. We are going to in the fields also, we are doing awareness through this virtual media, and going to colleges we are doing these things, how to prevent infections, sexually transmitted infection also common in this adolescent age group. That is also there is our role to explain them everything about the sexual habits, how they should do that, and what should be the menstrual hygiene, how they should prevent infection during that period. So this is the role, our role starts here. Then after the marriage of the girl, about the contraception, when they should have the baby, when they should not have, when they should terminate, where they should terminate if they don't want that baby, and if they are having baby, then we have to follow up throughout the 9 months, how there should be good antenatal care, how the delivery should be properly maintained, again postnatally how they should be taken care of, how they should ensure breastfeeding to the baby, and also after that if any contraception is required we are maintaining that thing also, we are taking care of what are the contraception they should use, what is emergency contraception, how should they should maintain that. Again after the delivery period is over, once they become, the woman comes to 45 to 55 age group, that is the perimenopausal age group what we call that. So there will be there was again several problems like irregular bleeding, there will be white discharge, so there is more prone of cancers. So now I will stress here also to my children or students, so they should also, we are taking care of the prevention of any cancer. Breast and cervical cancer is going to be a huge role in now there is a huge increase in the number of cancer cervix and breast in India. So and also we are taking care of that thing, how to do screening for those cancers, how to make awareness to all the women during the adolescence and also reproductive period, so that they will not have, how to prevent HIV infection. Then also now you are also knowing the COVID, we have to do deal with COVID with pregnancy, what are the complications and how will you manage that. So all these things again after the menopausal age group is concerned, how the lady becomes psychologically depressed, how we can manage that depression, what things we can advise her. All these things we are taking care of, not only delivery, also the whole entire woman's health is being taken care of by OG specialists.
All right. So, one thing is very clear that this field has both the preventive as well as the curative aspects of medicine, and also, as ma'am rightly pointed out, counseling as a skill will be very very important. This is a field which is kind of there are some fields which are back office where you're not dealing with the patient, but here you are dealing with patient relatives and everybody. So counseling becomes very important skill. All right. Perfect, ma'am. Uh, Ma'am, if you can share some experiences of your most memorable patient cases, in this long journey.
Yes, definitely I will tell this because two patients are very close to my heart. when I work in Odisha Health and Family Welfare Department, Government of Odisha, I am working. I was posted to a tribal area where there was no anesthesia facility available. But there, I had to conduct two emergency surgeries there without anesthesia. Also in local anesthesia, I conducted that and saved two lives. Definitely, I tell in all my trainings, wherever I go as a trainer, I give two examples which is very close to my heart. One patient came one patient came with history of pain abdomen and slight bleeding PV. She had taken some medicine for MTP and her brother was a doctor. He called me and told, Madam, my sister has gone to your hospital. Please check her. She has taken some medicine for MTP and see if anything is there. Just do a DNC and remove the product of conception. So when I examined that patient, there was there was a little bit confusion in my mind because I could not get during DNC, I could not get many products. So I thought, can it be ectopic pregnancy? So students might not be knowing. If there is some MBBS students, they might be knowing what is ectopic pregnancy. So I thought, can it be a case of ectopic pregnancy? The product of conception is outside the normal uterine cavity. So at that time, there was no ultrasound facility on that day. In the next morning, I admitted that patient to my hospital. That patient had, I admitted the patient out of, I thought just there is an intuition in mind. I thought, can it be ectopic? I admitted the patient to the hospital. I saw the patient at 11 p.m. in the night, but the patient was okay. I told her, if there is reeling of head, you are feeling very weak or something like that, you just inform the sister. Again at 5 a.m. the next morning, I went to that patient. Somewhere it was ringing in my mind, can it be ectopic pregnancy? I was posted to a tribal district in Odisha where there was the time, at that time, there was curfew going on. So immediately in the morning, when I saw the patient at 5 a.m., the patient was sinking. Her BP was coming down. She was becoming pale. Abdomen was little bit full. So I thought it is definitely ectopic and it has ruptured. So that patient in rupture, what to do if you will not do immediately surgery, then the patient will die. Immediately the patient will die because it is bleeding inside the abdomen. So what I did, so immediately in the morning there was ultrasound in the hospital. It was available. I took the patient just like that with that dress, without any shaving, without any dressing. I just took the patient in the stretcher, told our attendant to bring the patient to the ultrasound room and put the probe in the abdomen, and I saw the free fluid is there, and I confirmed it is a ruptured ectopic. There was no anesthesia at that time. So the husband was an engineer and her brother was a doctor. They told me, no, no, we'll take the patient to Bhubaneswar. And from my place, the Bhubaneswar was around 500 kilometers, 550 kilometers from the distance. So I told, no, 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 I cannot send this patient at any cost. So what you will do there, because there is no anesthesia also, we have to open the abdomen at any cost. So I told her husband, do you have faith on me? He told, "Oh, yes, madam, whatever you will do, we will abide by that. Otherwise, if you tell, I can take my wife to any costly hospital." But I told, see, the traveling will be around 8 to 10 hours on the way. And now the curfew is going on. You cannot arrange ambulance. And in between, the patient may die. So I cannot leave that patient like that. Without anesthesia, I was so much daring at that time. I took the patient to directly to the OT and giving just like local anesthesia, I just opened the abdomen and tied up the bleeding vessels. And the next day, patient was saved. Her husband was so much obliged to me on that day. I really, really, really felt so happy on that day. And by seeing that patient, you cannot imagine. Her husband, Ajay, because he was very much established in that area, they came to me with a large number of gifts. But I told, if I'll take gifts from this patient, I will forget the incident. This is the thing I will remember throughout my life. And it was really, really, I felt like being a doctor, I could save one person who was going definitely to die. Another patient I will describe also in that hospital when I was posted is a district headquarter hospital, but there was no anesthesia. That time there was no anesthesia posted there. So we are doing so many critical surgeries with local anesthesia only. So when another patient came, she was fifth pregnancy. Matlab she had already 4 children. This was fifth pregnancy. The baby had died inside the uterus and the uterus has ruptured. Patient was ekdam in critical condition, in shock, almost going to die. She was referred from a very distant place to my hospital. If I will refer that patient, it will be around 200 kilometers to take that patient to Berhampur, because from that patient, my place, the Berhampur was the nearest referral center. It was around 200 kilometers. So I told, no, no, I cannot handle this patient because it is out of my power to serve, to help this person. You please take, because her husband was a teacher and there are 4 daughters. She had 4 daughters and the elder one is studying in +2. That girl was accompanying her mother. When the patient, that elder girl came to me and touched my feet and cried, "Madam, please help my mother, otherwise she's going to die." And I cannot describe you the feelings I had at that time, because I am also a mother of 2 sons. I know what a child feels when she sees her mother dying before her. So at that time she was so critical, so critical. I don't know, I didn't know what to do actually. So out of danger, I thought if I will refer the patient, definitely she will die on the way. And if you do something, she may die on the OT table also. So it was a very tough decision for me. But still, then I think by the mercy of God, I just opened the abdomen. Actually, there was no anesthesia needed because she was already in shock. So we just opened the abdomen, removed the uterus, and there was a big dead baby, and that was a male baby also. After 4 daughters, she was having that son, but the mother died and the child also died on the womb. Sorry, the child died. And after that, we opened the abdomen. We just removed her uterus. And the next day, when I went for the round, her daughter came to me and her husband. When they came to me with a smile, that gave me immense pleasure. So these 2 stories are very close to my heart. So that due to I don't think I could save that person, but through me, God has saved those 2 patients. This is very critical, and I was feeling so happy to save a mother of a daughter, and that was really touched my heart. So these are the very 2 important cases in my life.
Absolutely. And ma'am, one thing what I realized from your journey that India still has to work lots in terms of infrastructure and the challenges. And we've seen even during COVID and even otherwise, though presence of mind, which doctors are using, and with limited resources trying to manage things, it's commendable. Hats off to everyone who's in this journey. So I thank you very much, ma'am, to serve the society. And also, uh, as you can see, students, the emotions, the passion. One thing you cannot train in a medical school is passion towards serving others. Now that is something has to be inbuilt. Ma'am already had that from her childhood, and this is reflecting in her work as well, where her satisfaction is not only money, but saving lives and making a difference in somebody's life. So appreciate that a lot. Lots to learn, students, from such experiences. Ma'am, how about the work-life balance? As you said, emergency भी आ सकती है. So how often the emergencies, and can you give time to your family? You mentioned you have 2 children. So how do you balance family and professional life?
This is really very difficult. Being a woman also, I am secretary women doctors wing. I always present in our conference how we balance women doctors, how balancing between personal and professional life. This is my favorable topic. I always favorite topic. I always tell in conferences. So very difficult, really very difficult. So we have to be very sincere in all these words. Number one, I should be healthy. Number one, I should take care of my health. That is most important, because if I will not be healthy, I cannot take care for anybody else. So that should be the thing. I should be healthy from the beginning. There should be cooperation from the family members. That is also very much required. Very much required. Being a daughter, being a lady, I have to get married. I married to a pediatrician. Actually, my husband is a pediatrician, and I had two sons. For your information, also my both sons are doctors, and they have got in government jobs also. My elder son has become a doctor. My younger son is doing Bhubaneswar AIMS. He's doing doing his internship. I have both sons, and one thing I will tell my students here, because I have been never money minded. One thing you have to be very clear. My parents were we are brought up in such a family. We are from very lower middle class family, but my father, what he has taught us, to be very honest, very sincere, very punctual to your duty. And I think there is somewhere somebody in the superpower, they always give their blessings to us. So I was so much, me and my husband also, we are so much, he's a pediatrician, so we both were so much dedicated to our patients. If somebody has seen us working only, they can believe. I was a single doctor in a single district headquarter hospital, 250 deliveries per month. I managed that hospital single handedly for 1 year. In house we see patients, so in hospital I see patients, I give rounds, I do operations, I do post operative management, because there I was the only gynec specialist in that hospital, being posted for 1 year. Now nobody, now also our government has developed so many doctors, 4 to 5 gynec specialists are being posted to that place where I was managing alone for 1 year. So thank God I had that stamina that time. I got very much cooperation from all my family members. My sons are also very good, because they have been brought up by I will tell my in-laws or my sister-in-laws. I have taken help of others, because I am very lucky, because I had manpower in my family. I had two sisters, younger sisters, I had two sister-in-laws, so they were taking care of my children. And I never left them with only servants. Servants were working, but with our own people were working. And I thank God very much, because my children are now, I will not tell, they are international quizzer also. They are doing in AIMS internship, and also they are international quizzer. They are very good in song and dancing. I think there is some blessings of people. Actually, when I do my service, I do so much delivery, feel so much tired, going to sleep. The patient, matlab in the same day there will be 9 to 10 patients on the table. I will be single doctor. There is nobody. For 1 year I have worked without sleep for 24 to 40 hours. I will tell ki very rarely people will get this scope. So whenever I go to sleep, some patient will be having labor pain. Her mother will come and just press my shoulders. Madam, you please take rest, but deliver my deliver my child. I think my child will be delivered by you. And I will tell my sons are having exams. I have not gone to home for 2 to 3 days. So how they will be studying? No, no, ma'am. You work for us, na. We will give blessings. You will sons will be definitely, they will do good. And I think there is some superpower definitely, because my both sons are. I will not take it. Matlab, I will not praise them here, but everybody tells they are good people. I will think the good doctors they have become, that is okay, they have done in government colleges, good colleges, but by mercy of God they have become good people. I think they are good people. And everyone will tell ki they are good at their behavior, their things. We have rarely taken care of them, but we have done so much dedicated service. I think all the people's blessings have worked upon them. So, that is required. That is required. No money can give you that thing, because suppose I would have earned a lot from the patients by taking the money, then I would have paid in some colleges to for my children. I think because I have not taken, so God has helped me in all cases, so that they got in first chance they have got MBBS in government colleges of Orissa, and my son has got in AIMS. You know how many cheap it is, their fees also. So thank God that actually, suppose you will work sincerely, and I have become a doctor, I'll say here, because of my father. He was so sincere, so obedient to his duty, never takes a single pipe from anybody who is actually not needed, very sincere. Suppose he will be having duty at 8 a.m., he will reach there at 7:55, never at 8:05 a.m. We are little bit unpunctual to them. And I also thank my uncle who is a reader in Revensa College. He has guided me a lot. I as a Revensavian, the proud college of Odisha, I have taken my so from all my family members I have got, and also my husband. He is also very sincere, and also he is a very honest doctor. Now he is in working in Odisha government National Health Mission. Everybody believes in him. Now he is a renowned pediatrician, also national trainer. He is a very good pediatrician. So thank all my family members. I should thank here because they have got a very eminent role. My elder sister, my mother, my in-laws, everybody. I will take. I am. Everybody has helped me a lot to become a good doctor.
Absolutely. So again, a very important takeaway. One thing I would always tell that if you decide to become, a physician, you are committed to your primary cause for lifetime. So as ma'am said, it is difficult. Although she takes a lot of sessions and things like that, but then the truth is that yes, there is if you see the balance, it is little inclined more towards the work than the family. But very important point which ma'am also said that it is said, right? So whenever you are passionate about something, the whole universe conspires and help you achieve that. So that's what happened, that she was very clear with her cause and her final plan. So karmically it did work out for her, and things by default got taken care, and she has a very balanced family, and of course both sons also pursuing medicine. So exactly, if you do good, I mean, things will come back to you. So appreciate that, ma'am. uh, Ma'am, how about the prospects of your specialty in India, abroad? What do you see? Matlab, because a lot of students here are also aspiring to consider going abroad as well. So as OBGY as a field, what do you think? What is the demand of your field, sir?
Yes. If I will tell about India, see, now the government of India and also government of Odisha, whatever they are doing for health aspect, you see, for maximum is from for women's health and child's health. So there are so many programs going on: RCS program, NSSK program, JSY scheme, JSSK scheme. So to develop any country, there should be the importance to be given for a woman's health, because I told you, when we are taking care of a pregnant woman, we are taking care of a future citizen also. So there are so many things now going on. You must be knowing so many schemes government have done to develop the institutional delivery, to reduce the cost of therapy. Everything is free in our government setups. There are everything is free going on for the women's health, taking care of JSY scheme, Janani Suraksha Yojana, you must be knowing, Janani Sishu Suraksha Karyakram. There is a Suman program coming nowadays. Again, there are NSSK training, so many trainings for taking care of health of the baby and the mother also. So there is a lots of scope, because as I have told from the very beginning, if we take care of the mother and the child from the very beginning stage, so we can create a very good student, very good anything from the very beginning. If we are taking care of them through internatal period, throughout pregnancy, we are taking care of them. So there should be a healthy baby, and after that, there also the brain will be normal, so you can become a doctor or engineer. Suppose you are developing delivering a mentally retarded baby from the very beginning, we are you are just making him mentally retarded from the delivery point of view. So it is very important. Our subject is very much important to create the any state, any nation, to build up any nation. Our subject has a greater role. And coming to abroad, going to abroad, there are so many scopes. If you are going to abroad to practice our subjects, as my friends are there in abroad practicing our subject, we have talked so many times. They are doing now, they have developed more importance to the social aspect of the health. Along with this, we are developing so many social aspects of health. now the definition of health has been developed by WHO. Everybody must be knowing not only the physical aspect it is taking care of, also the it is a physical, mental, emotional and spiritual well-being. All these aspects are being included in health. So we are becoming doctors means we have taken care of all these aspects. We must have come across COVID patients and COVID related patients who are going to die, mostly our friends, our doctors. So we are not taking care of the social aspect and also the mental aspect of our doctors. We are just taking care of physical aspect of the patients. So friends, my young friends, be careful from the very beginning. Take care of your mental health, that is most important. You have to remain happy. You have to remain happy wherever you go, whatever you study, whatever you do in life, but you have to be happy both mentally and physically, then you can be healthy.
Absolutely. So that is a very important message, about being happy. Also, as ma'am mentioned, India as a country has taken a priority for women's health and lot of government funding under the Ayush and the national policy which is happening. All right. So really appreciate this opportunity which all of you are also considering to undertake to become future physicians and hopefully future OBGY as well. Perfect. So, ma'am, any new things in terms of research happening in your field? Because again, as you said, obstetrics is all about delivery. So there, the technology machines come. Gynec also involves, prenatal and postnatal things. So, I mean, any kind of new research which is happening in your field?
Yes, there are so many new things are going on now to detect the fetal abnormality inside the uterus. So many things now we are doing chorionic villus sampling. Previously, suppose the patient was having sickle cell anemia, thalassemia, so many congenital abnormality, babies were being and they are delivered and also they were just suffering throughout their life. So now there are so many new things like we are doing chorionic villus sampling. Suppose a pregnant lady is coming, she was having sickle cell anemia. So whether that baby will suffer from sickle cell anemia or thalassemia or not, for that we are doing ultrasound, and through ultrasound guided we are taking chorionic fluid and we are doing chorionic villus biopsy. This is the new development now we are starting in some areas of Odisha. We are starting also, we are doing stem cell assay now. Once the patient is being delivered, we are taking the placental blood, cord blood we are taking and sending and keeping it for future therapy for the baby, for anything else to happen. Now so many developments are there. We are getting tocographs, fetal cardiotocographs, so that any sister in the labor room also can know whether the baby is inside the uterus is normal or not, either she is having in fetal distress, so that at the time of emergency immediately we have to deliver the baby. Otherwise there will be so many problems for that baby in future, because nowadays every every person is preferring to have only single baby or maximum two babies, so that baby should be perfect from all aspects. So to know the fetal distress anything, there are so many new methods are coming, and also to know the congenital abnormality of the babies. For the mothers also there are so many 3D ultrasounds are coming. Anything from the very beginning we can know. We had Foxy, our Obstetric Gynecology Federation of Obstetric Gynecology Society of India. We are trying very much to do any gynecological complications for the mother to teleconferencing also we are doing to do for the higher center consultation. If there is any problem, we are posted at a remotest village of Odisha, but we can consult to the AIMS also. If there is any problem also we can get there. So these are the methods we are developing gradually, so that we can be very, just like now we are reaching very near, though we are so far, but we can hear to so many personalities from there. So nowadays so many things are happening, and COVID also has taught us a lot of things, I think. So many webinars we are doing nowadays on all aspects, starting from all doctors. Every day there will be 2 to 3 webinars going on. We can listen to national international faculties and also enrich our knowledge. So in our profession knowledge is always we have to gain, we don't know. So there is no end to knowledge. So many research things is going on in our.
Great, great. So, ma'am, you correctly pointed out, telemedicine, and we've seen the boom and actual application of it in COVID. And absolutely in our webinar, I am in the far west in Bombay. You are in far east in Odisha, and we are still, as if we are in one same conference, and students are across India. So, really appreciate. Ma'am, why should a young doctor who is listening to you consider joining your specialty? What is that special thing about OBGYN? You already mentioned
I
saving
have
two lives. What else?
I have already told in so many explanations. So I think OBG, if you will think this is the best subject, if you can deal with properly and you want to do some challenge in your life, you have to take some challenge. It is really difficult. Because I am a lady gynecologist, I know the problems. How to you have to be dedicated, you have to sacrifice something in your life so that you can become a good obstetrician and gynecologist. Otherwise, you cannot become a good obstetrician because everything will be done. But perfect timing and perfect intention. If you will not do these cases, you are not going to be OBG specialist. So I'll here definitely tell my young students here who are present here. Definitely, if you have to do something, this is just you'll feel so much. I told you two examples na how you are feeling in that cases. You will save two lives at a time, and you are going to have that thing. A patient is coming to you, when a person is coming to you hoping so much, you are giving a live baby to her. Throughout her life she will remember you. That is the only subject I think they will never forget, because the doctor who has delivered your child, you will never forget his or her name. Exactly na? So
Absolutely,
definitely,
absolutely.
definitely if you have to do something different, difficult, definitely you have to wake up every night, you have to take up so many nights because you don't know when there will be delivery if you are seeing a patient. So this is difficult definitely, but you have taking some challenge, you have to do that.
Right, all right. So, of course, the next question is about if somebody wants to consider OBGY, what are the subjects they have to focus more during MBBS? Is it that they should focus on two, three subjects very much so that they can become a good OBGY, or they have to do every subject properly? What do you suggest?
Okay, no, definitely anatomy is most important. We have to know the anatomy of the reproductive organs, female reproductive gynec. If you are going to do, you have to be very thorough in anatomy. Then you have to do little bit of physiology, because how the reproduction is going on, how the menstruation is going on, when should we use the, how will treat the infertile patient, how will you give the contraception. If you are thorough in physiology, then anatomy and physiology you have to read. Pharmacology little bit you have to know about the prescription of drugs, and also of course OBG you have to study in the MBBS curriculum. It should be very thorough. So I think anatomy, physiology, pharmacology, and OBGY. These subjects you have to read very thoroughly so that you can be a good gynecologist.
All right, perfect. Any final message, ma'am, you have for the students, and then of course, any final words of motivation, ma'am.
Yes, definitely I will tell these things. As I tell in all meetings, this is my principle. Be sincere. Whatever you are doing, be sincere to that work. Be punctual in time. Timely you do everything. And also be honest. Every Anything you want to make in your life, suppose you are going to be pursuing in MBBS or PG in MBBS, then you have to be very sincere, very punctual, and don't think due to my single fault, never I have wasted a single life. Suppose we are little bit delay in managing any patient and that patient dies, you will never excuse yourself. Your conscience will never excuse you. So from the very beginning you should take that promise, I will be sincere, I will sacrifice little bit of my life to save another life, so that we can become a good person and good doctor.
All
And
right, all right.
to the parents I'll little bit tell two to three things. from the very beginning, you should also inspire your children like that. From the very beginning, never to earn money through this profession, because this is one subject where we can do so many things in life. We have already known there is no value of money, no value of these materials in life. COVID has taught us. Whatever we are having little bit before that greediness, I think during COVID period we have already known nothing is there in life. You have so much money, you have so much buildings. COVID has taught us we are taking nothing, nobody is able to see us. So we have got a human life, very precious. Let us do something differently so that people will remember when we go away of that world, so that they will remember he or she was such a personality. Only this thing I tell always, तुलसी जब जग में आया, जग हंस तू रोए, करके चल तू ऐसा काम, तू हंस जग रोए. So this will be my advice. So,
Beautiful, beautiful, ma'am. Absolutely. So, very, very inspiring, and absolutely, right. You have to have a goal or an aim where you make a mark, and or a legacy. That's what that. Taki, people remember you even when you're not around. So appreciate that. Can we make any changes to our genes so that future generation do not have any disease? Is that a possibility?
so researches are going on, but so many diseases are there. They are transmitted with which one is autosomal dominant, which one is autosomal recessive. So we have not yet reached to that stage, so that all the diseases we can prevent through the genetic. Yeah, but still, then so many things are we are doing also now. Fetal medicine is there. During we are doing in some aspects like. Suppose you are having congenital twin or twin to twin transfusion syndrome. In our profession, I am telling in OG specialist career, what we are doing is, suppose the baby is having twin to twin transfusion syndrome inside the utero, we can selectively destroying that baby who is becoming the dominant twin, or the taking away the blood from the other twin. So selective feticide, what we are telling in that case. Sometimes we are doing so genetic expert, so it needs so many researches to be going on. Gradually we may improve, but at this stage we are not at that stage every disease we can prevent. So many diseases are autosomally dominating transmitted von Recklinghausen disease, and so many diseases. I will not name it, so many long list here. So hemophilia, thalassemia, sickle cell anemia, we are dealing with that, but I don't think we have gone to that stage. It may take time. We can do research over that, but we are not at this stage now.
कह रहे हो आप लेडी डॉक्टर हो तो what do you see your in the your career what about male OBGY specialist, have you seen them, is there a good choice and is it possible for them to have a career, what do you think about that?
Yes, yes. What I had done my RHS in Delhi, GB Pant Hospital in 91. You people are not yet born. So many of you are not been born that time. So that time in some area of the India, in some regions, male gynecologists are not preferred. But somewhere in Odisha, we are having male gynecologists. They are practicing very well. But whatever it may be, you may be a male gynecologist, but you have to be sober while dealing with the patients. You have to be so much friendly, so that a lady can explain everything to a male doctor. That should be the equality you have, and you should be very much faithful, and you should have some extra quality you need, and there should be some person with you who will be having more faith for that patients for you. Suppose I will tell you, suppose you are being posted in a hospital, a male gynecologist. So you should have a team. You should have a team, and there should be a person or lady with you, a staff should be with you, so that the patients will have faith individually. I will advise here, yes, or Arpit, whoever are there. never a male gynecologist, you should examine a female patient alone. So there should be a team, definitely. If there is nobody else, you have to bring the patient's husband also should be there before you are going to examine, because you are not going to examine alone. So you make a team. Why not? They will show there, they will show you definitely. You have a good nurse or a sister with you or attendant with you, female attendant, so that she can motivate the patient, and you have to examine. You have to be just like a brother or just like a friend to her, that patient, so that they will be easily telling their problem to you. You can become, no problem is there.
All right, perfect. So I hope students you did like the session today.
Thank you very much again. But I always tell just like they're my children, because my both sons are already more senior to them. So just like a mother, I will advise you people, just take a oath today, so that we will be all good doctors. We will be good, serve mankind. Everybody tells because we are becoming doctors, we are something special, just like God. Just have that faith on you. Become all good doctors. Pursue in MBBS career. Become good specialists. I hope some of you might join in my specialist. So all the best to all my students here. Thank you very much.